from La Paz, Bolivia. We have just enjoyed a really comprehensive and delicious breakfast here at our accommodation, which is surprising because the reviews on booking.com said how basic it was. And to me, basic has such a negative connotation. And I always think simple and cheap. Yes, this may not have had any hot food like eggs or bacon. However, it was huge and it was very yummy. They provided yogurt, cereal, toast, rolls, muffin, juice, tea, coffee, and a lot of it was also unlimited buffet style. So I think that was excellent value, and we are full until at least lunchtime.
Remember, just because it doesn't have hot food does not mean it's basic. Anyway, we are obviously in a new city, and we all know by now exactly what that means. It's time for a free walking tour.
Let's go.
La Paz is perhaps Bolivia's most famous city, sitting at an altitude of 3,640 meters above sea level. While La Paz is not the capital of Bolivia, it is the administrative center of the country containing the seat of government.
La Paz was founded in 1548 by Alonso de Mendoza on behalf of the Spanish Empire. Originally, La Paz was built on the site of an Incan city, but it was moved to its present-day location shortly after. Under Spanish colonial rule, Bolivia was part of the Viceroyalty of Rio de la Plata until the Bolivian patriot Pedro Domingo Murillo ignited a revolution for independence in 1809. The short-lived first rebellion against the Spanish crown is known as the Primer Grito de America, and it eventually led to the Bolivian War of Independence, led by Simón Bolívar and Antonio José de Sucre, which the country finally won in 1825. Jump in the cable car. It costs 3 Bolivianos per trip, so we've got 4 because it's 2 of us going there and back, and that's going to take us up to El Alto, which stands at an altitude of 4,100 meters above sea level.
Mercado Villa Dolores is an outdoor food market where local ladies, or cholitas, sell food from their farms. Due to the high quality but low cost of the food, Bolivians do their grocery shopping at the market.
Lastly, we stopped at Real Witches Market, where we saw fires burning offerings to Pachamama, Mother Nature, on behalf of Bolivians asking for good fortune. So we've just finished our free walking tour with Cat Hat Walking Tours, and we were promised an extreme tour with a lot of really fascinating, if a tad gory stories, and we were not disappointed.
Our tour guide, Daniel, was absolutely fabulous, and I don't want to spoil things because I really just think you should come on a tour of La Paz and do it through Cat Hat Walking Tours. But my favorite stories were the ones about Bolivia's turbulent political history. And also, when we went up to El Alto, we went to the Rio Witches Market, and there he told us some fascinating stories about the darkest of the indigenous rituals that they have in this country.
I think above all else though, it was just a very comprehensive tour because it took you not just through some of the history, but it also took you through some of the more interesting places, which are still culturally relevant today. It took you through just the culture, especially out in Alto, and how the markets work, and obviously how, as mentioned, like the indigenous culture still runs through the veins of this country today. So as far as it goes, like if you want to really get a comprehensive view of Bolivia as a country and how it works, then this tour is a very good start.
And I forgot to mention my other favorite thing. There were 3 aspects that were my personal favorites. Was the stories he told us about San Pedro prison. So you really just have to come here and do this tour because you will learn so much and it's just crazy interesting.
But now we have come to a restaurant that Daniel has recommended us to have something that we have seen on a number of different food vlogs as something that we must try while we're in Bolivia. So we are very excited for this.
Today for lunch we're going to be trying the Salteña, which is something that came very highly recommended on all the vlogs when we looked at what we should eat here in Bolivia. Basically what it is an empanada, but it is filled with either pork or beef, or you can get ones that are mixed. These ones here today cost 5 Bolivianos, which is $1, so incredible value for money. Okay, here goes. I've heard this is a messy experience, so excuse it. The exterior of this is crispy, but then it's soft and kind of sweet in terms of the dough, but it's not flaky, which I love because it doesn't fall apart. And the meat on the inside is just spiced so well.
After lunch, we came back to spend some time working and also a little bit of time chilling because we're still a little bit tired. But now that we've had a bit of time to rest, it is now time for some more food.
Let's go get dinner.
So, in true us style, we're going to try and go for some more local dishes. So I have gone for something called a Pique Macho, which seems to be full of different kinds of meat, hard-boiled eggs, some tomatoes, peppers, onions, fries. Basically, it's just a smorgasbord of amazing stuff, and I really can't wait to tuck in. I have no idea what they put this meat in, but that sauce is incredible. And really everything else just blends in perfectly well with that particular sauce. I'm going to have such a good time with this one.
As for me, I got Queso Humacha, which is a very traditional soup, and it's known as a cheesy soup. It comes with potato, corn, green beans, and I've been looking forward to trying this ever since I read about it on a food blog that Nick found. So here goes. I'm gonna try and get some cheese and potato. And maybe let's go for a bean for good measure. I have no idea what the spice is that's in it, because I do believe that it is a traditional Bolivian spice, but that is so flavorful. The cheese is so creamy, and I cannot wait to eat this. This is going to be so filling.
We're now back, and we can safely say that both of the meals that we had were absolutely divine. And considering the fact that that was a proper sit-down restaurant in a hotel, we only paid just under $15 total for the entire thing, and they were very hearty plates of food. So in terms of value for money, especially when it comes to food here, you can't go wrong. It's amazing.
Yeah, and the street food is absolutely dirt cheap, which we obviously discovered with lunch, but there were just a few dishes that we wanted to try that you can only get at restaurants. And Nick did an amazing job of finding a place that was probably one of the cheapest, but yet still had great reviews.
Yeah, so we are very satisfied, and we are going to basically call it here because we have nothing else planned for the evening. So until next time, take care.
And keep smiling.